you may know, if there is one thing I am very proud of with this channel, it's that we never do clickbait titles. If I tell you we're gonna learn more about the hijinks surrounding a celebrity corpse phallus, or how arthritis sufferers hung out in decomposing whale intestines, I deliver. So when I tell you that today we're talking about babies wearing other babies' skulls as hats, well, I first heard about this when bioarchaeologist Christina Kilgrove tweeted, "Babies in ancient Ecuador were buried with human skull helmets." And I replied, of course, "You have my attention."
Gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
What I'd really like to see is an archaeologist YouTube influencer who makes videos about super obscure discoveries like babies in skull hats, or as another example, this medieval porpoise that has no reason to be buried in a neatly human-dug grave. And one theory for its existence is that it was, quote, hidden by a monk who was not supposed to have it. What does that mean? Why does a monk have a secret porpoise? I digress. Secret porpoise, another video for another day. We begin today on the central coast of Ecuador, several years ago, where archaeologists are excavating the pre-Columbian settlement of Salango. At the site, they find burial mounds, 2 of them, around 2,100 years old. The mounds were created by the Wangala culture around 100 BCE. Inside of these mounds are 11 sets of remains, along with various objects assumed to be part of the funerary ritual. But 2 of the skeletons are a little more unusual. I think you guessed this, it's 2 babies who appear to be wearing the skulls of 2 older babies. The skulls of older babies or very young children. It's hard to say. The skull hats were thought to have originally belonged to children anywhere between the ages of 2 and 12. The hats were actually more like helmets. Each child, one was about 18 months old, the other was no more than 9 months old, was outfitted with what appeared to be the modified cranium of an older child placed on their head like a helmet. This helmet was put on the baby's head so that its face actually looked through the cranial vault. For some reason, I'm picturing the Sutton Hoo helmet with this description. Who doesn't love a Sutton Hoo reference? Additionally, a shell and a finger bone were found sandwiched between the skull of one of the babies and its skull helmet. It's a finger sandwich. I'm sorry, I didn't want to say that, but all of you would be saying that in the comments if I didn't say it. The discovery marks the first and only instance thus far of, quote, using juvenile crania as mortuary headgear, unquote. Last but not least, the helmet skulls apparently still had the flesh on them when they were placed on the infants' heads, because otherwise a child's skull is just too delicate to stay intact when put on another child's skull. Helpful advice, I guess, if you're ever planning to make your own. So that's the what, but what about the why? For the record, it seems that all 4 children here died of illness, so the ritual baby sacrifices you may be conjuring up are unlikely. Sarah Jungst, who was the lead author on the excavation's published findings, told New Atlas that heads in pre-Columbian South America are generally representative of power, ancestors, and may demonstrate dominance over other groups. The research team hypothesizes that the skull helmets were meant to protect the baby's pre-social and wild souls in the afterlife and connect them to their ancestors, or quite practically, to serve as protection from a nearby active volcano. There's also the alternate theory that I should mention, that the babies wore the fleshy skull helmets in both death and life. So, be glad your parents only made you wear the bicycle helmet, right? This particular finding in Ecuador is an anomaly, but as we know, the use of skulls in ritual isn't uncommon throughout history. Skull masks are rarer, but you can find them. For example, from the mid-1980s through 2016, 8 masks made from human skulls were found in Templo Mayor in Tenochtitlan, Mexico. These masks are from around 1468 to 1484. The facial part of the skull may be colored with dye. Some have inserts where the eyes would be, or a blade where the nose would be. A team from the University of Montana did a study that found that the skulls came from healthier than normal men, aged 30 to 45. Human sacrifice may have been a frequent occurrence in Aztec culture. And given how nice these skulls are, great bones, great teeth, the theory is that these masks were made from high-ranking warriors and nobility. So any old enemy warrior could be sacrificed, but having one's skull made into a mask was reserved only for the most elite. So a find like this may seem pretty bonkers to those of us in the modern world, but I think it's important to remember that there is still so much to learn about other cultures' understanding of death and how the dead body itself can be used. The Guangala might have been as mystified by us preserving our bodies with bright pink chemicals or burning them in a giant silver machine as we are by putting a baby in a fleshy skull helmet. So remember, deathlings, you will die, but your skull may carry on as mortuary headgear. I'd be fine with it. Sign me up. And yes, I do want you to wear it while you're still alive. That is my preference. This video was made with generous donations from death enthusiasts just like you. Oh no, I have to go to the bathroom. No, I don't. I'm just gonna keep filming. Bigger fish to fry. They're outside, I have to wait. I'll use this time to fix my hair. You have my attention. Yes, precious. No, come on. Red leather, yellow leather. As another example, this medieval porpoise. Oh my God, stop it. Right, am I right, people? Who doesn't love a Sutton Hoo reference? Who doesn't love a Sutton? Eyebrows are itching, the night it is witching. Porpoise. Okay, I think that's it for this little guy. I think that's it for this little precious. Congratulations. Oh, now I can go to the bathroom. Amazing.